Hello, I am Jenny DeWolf, Principal of Tigard-Tualatin Virtual Academy. This presentation is designed to provide information for the upcoming school year for our current families and families who may be interested in enrolling in TTVA for next school year. I'll start with a brief history of our school. We opened in 2021 and then rapidly grew in size due to concerns over the pandemic and its impact on in-person learning. Because of that, immediate need that we were working to meet as a school, we didn't begin our mission and vision work until the winter of 2021. So we held many different listening sessions with TTVA and TTSD community members. And our current mission statement and our model of flexible connected learning all came out of that process. In the spring of 2022, families were surveyed to determine their intent to return to TTVA or in-person learning the following year. And the reason we did that was because we knew many of our families were here for a short time, again, due to concerns over the pandemic. So we launched our mascot search at the end of that year with an open survey to our school community, asking that their suggestion be tied to our new mission and vision. So here's the result of that work that began back in June and continued throughout this school year. Our mascot is the Phoenix, and it was chosen with the kind of slogan attached to it of rising above our challenges. In education, there are things that might be easier for students, and then some things that are hard, and through it all, we work with our families to meet those challenges head on, work through them, and get everyone where they need to be on their educational journey. So our mission is to build an online school that meets students where they are through differentiated instruction, monthly student success conferences, and a more flexible schedule. So really, we are grounded in this idea of flexible connected learning, flexible via schedule, how students are able to demonstrate learning, and then connected to their teachers through live class instruction, connected to their peers through those same classes where they have the opportunities to work together. And then as students participate in our different social activities and field trips. So we serve students in grades 6 through 12 from across the entire school district. We are a small school. So our middle school is currently 59 students and our high school is 120. And it is important to note that we are our own school. We are not a program of another school in the district. During CDL, each school had their own program. That is not who TTVA is. We are a separate school. So when students enroll in TTVA, they're no longer a student of, let's say Fowler or Tualatin High School. They become a Tigard-Tualatin Virtual Academy student. As that, TTVA students can still participate in sports and some activities at their neighborhood school. Students can also participate in blended learning, provided that there's space available and the agreement is made to enter that program. So again, there are opportunities to stay connected to and participate with neighborhood schools. Our schedule is unique. Both comprehensive high schools use a 4-period block schedule, and we do not. We have a 7-period day for our high school and for our middle school. So some of the feedback we received after year 1 was that parents who had students at different grade levels had different start and stop times. They had a different lunch. It was really hard to create a routine in the home, which is very important to helping students find success because everyone was on a different schedule. So we took that feedback and this is what we created. So all students have lunch at the same time, and then periods 1 through 6 have the same start and stop time. Students will have unscheduled time across the week in order to complete homework during the day when their teachers are available. So it's really important to us to maintain some flexibility in the schedule so students can see what they might need help with and then reach out to teachers while we know they're still working. So here's a look at a sample schedule. This is for a middle school student. High school would look somewhat similar, just without that morning meeting. So you can see how period 1, health and PE, meet 3 days a week. So part of the reason for that is that students aren't always able to exercise in that moment. They may walk the dog with their parents after school. They might do something else for sporting activities in the afternoon or evening. And so we want to make sure that there's some flexible for students to work out when they are most able to do so. Other courses like math and language arts do meet 5 days a week. Within those times, there is still small group instruction. So your teacher may say, I want you to work independently on the assignment on Tuesday, because they know that your student understands what's happening. They feel that they can complete the work independently. And then maybe 2 weeks later, when it's a different topic, on Tuesday, you're coming in for small group help because they see the need for a little further instruction before your student can move to that independent phase. So again, while it's scheduled for 5 days a week, there's still some flexibility within for our teachers to meet those immediate needs of our students. So during those open times, we really encourage students to complete their assignments, again, to send messages to teachers while they're still available. Students are expected to attend all required live class sessions. So help sessions are optional, but if you have a social studies class scheduled a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, we expect that you would be there. And more than that, we expect our students to participate in live classes. So this doesn't have to mean that everyone is on the microphone leading a discussion. It could be replying in chat, asking your teachers questions, using the microphone, completing the in-class activities, and then talking with the teacher in a breakout room. We know that some folks have different levels of comfort with using these different online tools. And so if a class discussion is difficult via microphone, they can use chat, or they can speak to their teacher in a breakout room in order to get help. So we really do try to work with everyone to find the mode that best fits their learning style. As I mentioned, we do have teacher-led courses. So we're somewhere in between an asynchronous online school, where maybe you just check in with one particular teacher, and brick and mortar. I feel like we lean closer towards brick and mortar because of our unique schedule. Our teachers use district curriculum. So if your student is using EdGems currently in middle school, they would use EdGems for math at TTVA. Our teachers provide instruction and informal assessments in class, which again is why participation in those live classes are so important. Resources are online in Canvas, including recordings of instruction. If you miss a day or if you're sick, you can watch the recording to get caught up. We do have some electives that are asynchronous, which means there's no live class session, and they are still managed and graded by a teacher. So again, attendance at live classes is important for learning and growth. We are flexible, but we are not completely asynchronous. Attendance is taken by each teacher each day, and each quarter on the progress reports or semester grade report cards, you'll see cumulative attendance for your students. So there will not be a breakdown of attendance by period. So if you are used to tracking, tardies by period or missed classes by period, that's not something you will see. We roll it all up into a single day's worth of attendance, making sure that our students have contact with a teacher each school day. So if a student has not attended class or checked in with a teacher, you will receive a robocall around 4 p.m. And just like traditional brick and mortar schools, parents are expected to report all excused absences either by email or by phone. We carry the same guidelines for prearranged absences and excused absences as in building. So you can see, I won't read them all, but there are a variety of excused absences. And it's important to note that just like brick and mortar, students are responsible for the work that is missed while they're absent. So students and families should reach out to teachers to see what work was missed so that they can get caught up in a timely manner. If it is a prearranged absence, check in with the teachers ahead of time to see what work you will miss so you can again be prepared, and teachers will make every effort to provide the work before the scheduled absence. All right, so if your student is doing school from home, how can you help to set them up for success? A strong home-to-school partnership is really important. So that means reading and responding to email and phone messages, reviewing our weekly school newsletter, And then helping your student communicate with their teachers. It is different when you're sitting and perhaps writing an email versus just staying a few seconds after class to check in with your teacher. And sometimes students need support in building their kind of that capacity to initiate those emails with teachers, or via text message using Remind if they're over 13. It also helps to create a dedicated workspace to help your students stay focused when they are working. TV on in the middle of the living room is generally not the best place for a student to be doing school from home. We also hope that families will reinforce good study habits, making sure that students are checking their to-do list in Canvas and staying top of any late work. And then check on your students' progress regularly. So you can keep track of student progress in two major ways. The first is Parent View, which I use the app on my phone. It's something that is readily available. It's updated each night so you can see the students' grade percentage, their daily schedule, credits, attendance, and more. So Parent View is an overview. The Canvas Observer account gives you much more detailed information. Instead of an overall percentage of 80% in math, you'll be able to see the breakdown of each assignment and the scores that were received there. So Canvas Observer is a much more detailed level where you can see the work that's due, what's upcoming, and then scores for each of those. You can also have your student walk you through their courses in Canvas. This is a great strategy if you're wanting to learn more about it, to have your student walk them through their classes. All right, so if you've listened to this and you think this sounds like a good option for your student and your family, if you live within the TTSD boundary, you can apply to TTVA through the in-district transfer process. And there is a link on here. Again, if you go to the TTSD webpage or the Virtual Academy webpage, you can get this information. If you are currently outside of the TTSD boundary, you first need to complete the inter-district transfer. As you're completing that form, it does ask what school you're interested in. You can select TTVA or Tigard-Tualatin Virtual Academy. And then once the inter-district transfer is complete, we would then begin the enrollment process, getting documentation, and then enrolling students in our school. We also have ways for parents to get involved. We are building out our site council, which will meet twice a year. We have a graduation planning committee, a teacher-student organization, and then of course we always would love to have help planning for our school events and celebrations. So these are our social events. We have an upcoming art night for our students where they get to paint a pot and then take it home with some seeds and soil to grow, and then an end of year celebration. So as we're building out more activities, building our school community, we would love to have parents that partner with us to build out these opportunities for our students. If you have questions, you can please reach out to the TTVA main office or reach out to me directly. Again, I'm Principal Jenny DeWolf of TTVA, and I look forward to answering your questions or meeting you soon.